and welcome to the Planet Plipcam channel for episode 2 of Zomplip Studios. I can't wait to get into this episode to show you my awesome cafe build that I've been building recently in the park. Not too many videos recently as I've been so busy building this, but these are the kind of videos that I love the most making on my channel. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to be pulling apart all of my different builds to hopefully teach you how to build a good interior in Planet Coaster Console. We're going to be hearing from Brad, the main man, Mr. Z on Twitch, what he thinks of what I've built in this park, and also I'm going to give you a new kind of format of time-lapse through stop motion, and hopefully that entertains you a bit as well. During the end of the video I am going to show you quite a cool custom font that I've been building in the game, which will hopefully go at the entrance of Zomplip Studios, so stick around for that, and I can't wait to get into this video and show you everything that I built. We're now going to jump into a real-time portion where we can walk around in Plipcam mode around the cafe. Thank you to Zekin, who is a Planet Zoo creator on YouTube. Go check out that channel. Thank you for the inspiration, as the architecture of the building was definitely inspired. And I really liked how I could then adapt that kind of style and split it between, because we got the subway in the middle of the building. Which was really good to have some fun with. So you can see around here we've got a really nice plaza area inside the building, and I think it's really homely. So Brad's going to talk about just quickly what he likes about this build.
They're really good actually, to be fair, and even the fact that you've replicated some of the drinks cups on there and some of like the croissants and like the donuts and stuff, like yeah. It's the little details in your work that's always kind of like blown me away, to be honest. It's always the little kind of, there's never any empty spaces there. You've always really tried to fill and like kind of pad out everything that you're doing, so there's no, like even just the table here at the end of the workshop, it's not empty, there's something on it.
Very kind, Brad, thank you. My favourite part of the build has to be the big signs, the menus at the back of where you can order your coffee. I've used my different kitchen kind of interiors that I did build for Carsland. I'm really happy with those that are placed in nicely. You get a toasty machine, your coffee machine. I did build a custom coffee machine, which I'll show you a bit later, but you can see that these signs have just been constructed with basic shapes, and you can sync them into basic shapes so that they don't clip, and you'll see when I take away the front panel that it's just a real mess. And I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Thank you to Zekin for inspiring me on his Planet Zoo video for that. So with no TMTK, you can definitely see that finding small pieces can find yourself a really nice and detailed build that you can put in your park. And from one detailed build to the next, I'm going to now pull apart this coffee machine, which I've used icing pieces for, the TNT plungers, spades, so many different Lego bricks that you can find in the game. And whilst they're not meant for that use case, you can certainly use them to make your parks look as realistic as you can, especially on the Planet Coaster Console version of the game. So I'm really happy with this, and we're going to now hear from Brad a little bit more about this build.
Yeah, and even all the kind of the sweet treats here in the glass like cabinets at the front and stuff, and Jamie's just put, how is this even possible? You know what, I ask myself this all the time. I look at Plip's work and I'm just like, how does anybody in the world expect me to be able to live up to that?
So now I'd like to touch on the architectural styles that I've gone for in this building. So we'll just take a tour around the interior and the exterior. We'll head into nighttime in a moment. But I really wanted to go for an eco-friendly kind of building. So that started with the materials that I used. Quite a lot of wood around, which was quite good, and kind of metal beams and structures, which all really amalgamated into one kind of structure, which looked quite natural. It looks kind of like a big barn, which is split into two where the subway people who are entering the park enter. So I kind of went away from the Googie American style that we're going to be going for in the Studios park, because it is outside the park, so I thought I had some freedom there, and I really went for the kind of eco-friendly kind of vibe. So we have the green walls that I see at loads of sofa stores for some reason near me. I'm sure there's some near you. We've got the green walls, the green roofs, and you'll see the solar panels a bit later on. And the friendly vibes really carry over on into the interior of the cafe. I really like how we've got wooden feels all the way around, and kind of colours that do match the Zomplip logo, but also natural colours and wood, lots of different materials that do blend into the environment. Certainly the lighting fixtures I like with the icing, inspired by a Planet Zoo creator, so thank you to them. And you know, I've got the hanging baskets of foliage as well, which have worked really nicely. You know, you're getting more oxygen into your lungs. It can only be good in a relaxation zone in a cafe. As you can see now, I've been inspired by Furana and Wix in their Galatea series, and I've created a kind of flower bed seat which the guests can actually sit on, sunk some benches into that planter, and you also have a plaza area which leads up into a kind of terrace area which brings the interior to the exterior. They're in sync with each other as I've used the kind of same canopies, same lighting, and I really like the vibrant feel around here. A bit more tropical as you head into the kind of vast car park. So I really like how you can sit here and watch the cars go by, do the classic people watching, and drink your cups of coffee. And then down the other side you will see now a time lapse, kind of something new I'm trying, which was inspired by Zekin, doing a time lapse with loads of different photos, as it's much easier than recording because that's really pressurizing in the game. So I like this front building next to the water. You can sit down, and I've put loads of benches down there which you'll see how I make them very shortly with all of the confectionery items. And then the second Easter egg is found in this cafe. We did have the Missouri Gardens and the Dudley Manor reference at the bus stop, but now we have our mod team who are all having a meeting in what I'd imagine to be the kind of private area of the cafe, the silent zone where you can read or have meetings, can be booked for functions or whatever you want. And I like the colour scheme that I've carried over into here, and it's kind of different and separate from the kind of commercial area. So I'm really happy with that, and you can see there's me, the ball, that's Plip, the best I can do for now in the small form, and we got Tommy P, the wonderful moderator, in his skiing outfit or snowboarding next to a piano, very talented pianist. Hi Tommy. Brad as well, Mr. Z of course, and we've also got Claire, her amazing body art, who sat down at the table there. So all custom chairs and everything around here. I like how I've carried over some of the foliage as well. The similarities and differences between this side and the other, but I do like how it's separated with the subway, so it's kind of giving you a natural split, which gives you more a tranquil and quieter area. And then there's now a few more pieces that we do need to pull apart. I'd really like to show you how I've made them. For example, you've just seen me build the exterior seating, which, you know, all-weather kind of seating with the confectionery pieces and beams, and that style's really carried over. And then also the mod tables made with beams and fences, just to give it a bit more style. In terms of the geometric floor, that took me so long to do. My brain couldn't get it into the game. It took so long just looking at Google Images, but I managed it in the end, and I like the colouring that's gone along with it too. Here's the solar panel then. The sci-fi panels have worked really nicely, overlapping the neon signs. They do a really nice glow at night time, and I've really tried to think of where is the sunlight going to be, and are we going to bother putting solar panels where you're not getting much light. Certainly the tree cover around the sides was something to think about, as I didn't want them to waste money. And we are also going to have a look at nighttime now. You can see it's so vibrant at nighttime, I maybe even prefer it. The reflections off the lake look so beautiful. I just love sunset at this game. The nighttime lighting in this game and the lighting in general isn't the best, but certainly at sunset and sunrise it looks so amazing. So really happy with how that looks.
Yeah, you've done an absolutely fantastic job, buddy. I really love the kind of, you've really encapsulated that kind of architectural style that we was going for. With those kind of very 60s, it's got a very 60s vibe to it, and to be fair, it's perfect for that kind of era that we're building. So I love the juxtaposition between the colours. So obviously, for anybody that's wondering, the green and the blue is obviously mine and Plip's colour scheme. So my channel is pretty much grey and green, and then obviously the blue over here is obviously Plip's colour scheme on his channel as well, with the kind of, I'm pretty bad with colours, but if there's the acry bluey colour, the light blue and the dark, I am colourblind, so I hope I'm seeing this right. But yeah, and that's a really, really nice touch to be able to put onto that half-finished entrance building that I'm currently in the midst of working on.
So that sign took me many hours in the game. so many little basic shapes, usually the semicircle. I've just grouped them all and then duplicated them to get a nice shadow stroke effect. The logo that I designed on a variant of Photoshop, and I've just replicated it in the game, so I'm really happy to have done that. Yes, it's over 2,000 pieces, and yes, it takes about 3% of the counter, but honestly, I think it's worth it, and Brad does too. We can definitely delete other things in the park if we ever get to the stage where we're pushing 100%. And Brad certainly thinks we will. I certainly think we will. I think we can really storm ahead with this park because it's so much fun to build and collaborate together. And definitely I think that's something that we're really looking to do, and hopefully we have the build percentage for that. So here's Brad just thinking about what the build limit's going to be and how we're going to get along with that.
Yeah, like I say, I haven't really had a chance to do too much in the park, if I'm honest, working as much as I kind of do. As terrible as excuse as it is, I do come back home pretty tired, if I'm honest, so I just end up having something to eat, and I don't really do a fat lot of anything else, so I end up kind of trying to put in an early night, and then I kind of get up next day and get to work, so I do kind of need to start pulling my finger out a little bit more and kind of getting some more time in the park. I've had it probably now 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Yeah. And there's probably about 3-4 hours working it, so it's pretty poor, if I'm honest. I always kind of wanted this park to be like super detailed and super in depth. And to be fair, Plip was like, "Yep, not a problem," and he's kind of took it and run with it. So obviously he's kind of set the bar. It's going to be a big task for me to attempt to try and set that precedent. So it's going to be a tough challenge. But yeah, I reckon we're about 25%. So we're really going to pretty push the boundaries of next gen. So yeah, Plip, you've done an awesome job, man. Absolutely fantastic.
And that brings us to the end of episode 2 of Zomplip Studios. I do hope that you have enjoyed these videos so far on the channel. I really enjoy making them. Please let me know if you enjoy the format, or if you'd like anything changing, if you'd like more time lapses, anything just like that. I'd really appreciate your feedback in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate you also subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on this video. I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.